Hello, friend. Hello, and welcome to Monday Musings. Um, in case you haven't noticed, it is not morning time, which is when I normally post these because I normally record it in the morning and post it in the morning, and you just get me off the cuff first thing in the morning. But today, it is already after my work day, and we are well into late afternoon, early evening. My morning got hijacked by sleeping through my alarm, which meant I didn't get my quiet time, waking up my son, who also slept through his alarm, even though he was supposed to be at work early, and then driving my daughter to school because she is on some medications that she shouldn't be driving while she's taking them. And hopefully we're not having to take them, or hopefully she's not having to take them very much longer. But she hurt her back playing soccer this weekend, and so she's on a muscle relaxer, and we're just not comfortable with her driving. So anyway, so that was my crazy morning, and then work was equally crazy. And so here we are. Did manage to take a shower to just maybe restart the day. I don't even know, but it does just feel a little bit crazy. We have definitely already turned the calendar to October. Maybe it is starting to feel like fall where you are. But there are definitely pumpkins everywhere. I do feel like the air is starting to shift. It's starting to feel a little bit cooler. Um, and before we know it, friends, the holiday is all of them are going to be knocking on our door. And this time of year, this like October is when I start to really feel the whisper of pressure of all the things that are coming with birthdays and Thanksgiving and Halloween. If you celebrate it, that's not one for us, but that season. And then Christmas and New Year's and more birthdays. And the calendar just starts filling up faster and faster and faster. And it feels like if I don't start to take control now, then the season is going to run me instead of me running it. So that is why this month we are really talking through 4 big things to help us plan ahead for the holidays. So we're going to be talking about time. That's what we're talking about this week. Money, self-care, and memory making, because the holidays don't just happen to us. We get to choose how we step into them. And I want us to be intentional about that. And so today we're going to be starting with the one thing that definitely seems to slip through my fingers if I'm not careful, and that is time. So I'm going to be honest with you, for a long time, like an embarrassingly long time, I thought that being busy was a badge of honor. I equated it with being successful. If my calendar was full, it meant that I was definitely doing life right. But the truth is that all it really meant was that I was busy. Busy going, busy doing, and not always busy with the things that mattered most. And here is what I have learned over the years is that not everything that fills your calendar actually fills your soul. And that is so important, to find things that fill your soul, even more so than filling your calendar. The moments that I really treasure aren't the ones where I rushed from one commitment to another, right? Where I was trying to prove myself, probably to myself, but also to others. But really, the moments that I treasure are the ones where I really slowed down, where I allowed myself to have margin in my day, and where I allowed myself to just be present in the moment, to just participate in whatever it was that was going on around me, and to just be. And friend, that is where planning really comes in. It's not about cramming more into your days or color coding every detail. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. But really, planning is about protecting your time. It's about saying, these things matter the most, so I am going to give them a place first, right? And when you put those anchors down, whatever it is that is important to you, when you put those anchors down, suddenly the other things, the other noise that's going on really has less power to boss you around, and you really are more in control. For our family, this time of year has always carried extra weight. We once we became a blended family, that I went from a family of 3 where I was the parent and I had 2 kids, and you definitely know that mom was in charge, right? But things definitely got complicated. All 6 of our kids have birthdays between November and February. So we have 1 in November, 2 in December, 1 in January, 2 in February. And of course, that's right on top of Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all the things. And so you can imagine how quickly our calendar fills up just with, the holiday gatherings and birthdays. And then you add in all the like family celebrations and all the other extras, work obligations, all those things. And it is just absolutely crazy. So for years, October has felt like the month where that pressure really just starts to rise, because I can see it all coming. And the how in the world do we do all this? Like, how do we fit all this in? Like those feelings just start bubbling. So as I've really kind of taken a step back, what I've come to realize is that we don't have to do all the things that maybe we think we do. We do get to choose. We get to decide what matters most, and we get to decide what is going to get our best energy. It doesn't mean that we don't do the other things, but we definitely want to give our best energy to the ones that are important and allow the others to go by the wayside if we just don't have the energy to do them. And so sometimes that means we need to block out our rest, like we need to make intentional time for downtime. I, especially as an introvert, I am a social introvert. I like to be around people in small bursts and in small groups, but I definitely get overwhelmed in the larger groups whenever I'm around a bunch of people that I don't know, or even just because the noise level is so big, I get overwhelmed. And so I know that if I'm going to if I'm going to go to a big work holiday thing, then I know that the next day I really need to not plan to have to go anywhere and not plan to have to interact with people, because I just need to recharge, right? So that could also mean that you say no to a good thing in order to be able to say yes to the best thing. And if you haven't read The Best Yes by Lisa Turkhurst, definitely go read that one. But all that to say that not everything that is important will look productive on paper. So you have to be in control of what it is that you say yes to. And I really feel like um, as God was kind of forming us and forming this world, I feel like he kind of took all of this into play or into account from the very beginning, right? He built these rhythms of rest right into creation, right? After 6 days of making the world, he paused, he rested, not because he needed to recharge, but because he wanted to model something for us. And that rest isn't weakness, it isn't wasted. I believe it is kind of a holy time and a holy thing. So when we carve out the space in our weeks to just be, whether that is time with family, time with the Lord, or even just time with ourselves, we're not slacking off. We're not being lazy. We're stepping into the rhythm that we were designed for. So here is my challenge for you this week before you end this day. So before all of the holiday chaos starts to knock louder for you, maybe it's not knocking as loud for you as it is for me, but I want you to open up your planner and block off one pocket of time that is just for you to just be. Maybe that is an evening where you don't schedule anything. Maybe it's a Saturday morning where you just hang out with your coffee cup and you don't rush into household chores or out the door, right? It doesn't have to look like a lot. It doesn't have to even necessarily be a massive block, but I want you to block off some time for yourself because it's super important. And those little pauses are what keep your calendar from bossing you around. Because, friend, you are the boss of your calendar. Don't let it get into your head. You are the boss. And these blocks of times are what is going to remind you that busyness is not the goal, presence is. So you are not behind. You are not failing if your schedule doesn't look packed. In fact, you might just be protecting yourself better than I did and protecting those most important things in your life. So let's head into this week with some intention. Let's protect our time, give ourselves space to breathe. And remember, friend, not everything has to be productive to be important. So, all right, friend, I will see you guys tomorrow. It probably won't be tomorrow morning either. Just being real, it's probably going to be later in the day tomorrow too. But make sure you come back and we're going to dive into this topic a little bit deeper. All right, friend, have a fantastic day and I'll see you tomorrow.